Good evening, good morning, and good night. Welcome to Inappropriate Radio. It's your host, Tashana. Let's get into this. So, hi guys. I hope all is well. If this is your first time tuning in, hello, hi, welcome, thank you so much. Please follow us on YouTube, okay? At Inappropriate Radio TV, alright? Okay, so guys, no periodic table, no alien talk, alright? The creator gave me this download actually not too long ago. I had a few things in mind that I wanted to go over, but he's like, no, you gonna do what I told you to do, alright? You should be able to identify what belongs to you, okay? Whether it is a person, a thing, an idea, a frequency, whether you are familiar with it or not, whether you have already or previously come into contact with said thing or not, okay? A lot of people, because they are stealing energy, extracting energy, whether you are aware of it or not. I mean, if you're aware of it, they're not necessarily stealing it. They're just taking it and you're not doing anything about it, right? Versus you needing to check in and do that self-inventory that we always talk about. And just really assess yourself and find out what it is that you need to be doing to get yourself together, okay? Whether it's to balance out your auric field or just to simply get away from people. Sometimes getting away from people is the best way to balance yourself out, other than abstaining from sex, practicing sobriety, fasting, praying, because sometimes fasting and praying is just half the battle. Depending on the reason why you would need to do a fast, we always need to fast and pray, right? There are really great physical benefits and spiritual benefits, right? But sometimes God doesn't need that from you. Sometimes God needs you to be able to use your discernment in order to avoid having to constantly keep fasting, in order to avoid having to keep, prostrating. And it's nothing wrong with that, all right? Let's just make sure we put that out there first. It's nothing wrong with always praying, but we did a segment not too long ago about constant prayer, and it's so crazy because I got the confirmation months after, just basically saying, I was watching a prophetic video, and it's just basically saying, like, you're not trusting the creator to follow through. You have to be patient. Remember, our timing is totally different from that of the creator, okay? Just because you ask for something on Monday doesn't mean he's gonna have it Monday night or Tuesday in the wee hours of the morning. Sometimes you have to really give the creator an opportunity to gather things, and you have to give yourself an opportunity to be in the correct position to receive what it is that you're asking for. Because a lot of the times we want stuff and we don't even realize that we're not quite ready for the things that we feel we are ready for. And that is just it's tragic, because most of the time we believe that we're so prepared when we're not. Okay, when we're not. A lot of the times we swear up and down that, we have it all together and we figured, some things out. And we haven't. So you have to make sure that you are fully prepared for, number one, what it is that you're asking for. And number two, you have to make sure that you're fully prepared for the creator to bless you, because sometimes blessings come with you having to move, okay? Physically, spiritually, and emotionally. You having to get away from people. You having to change your ways, right? Your attitude, your mentality, how you respond to things. All of those things are connected to the creator and him blessing you. And he's not going to give you a blessing just to waste it, unless he wants you to learn a lesson, okay? And this brings us back to the original topic of the conversation, right? being able to identify sometimes the things you're asking for are not even for you. Sometimes the things you want to call in that you once had in your possession, the Creator had you get rid of them to make room for something new. Sometimes you didn't appreciate it and you didn't treat that thing like it was yours or like you wanted it to be yours, right? Sometimes you have to learn to understand that these things are just not ready for you. You have to mature a little bit more. You have to upgrade yourself a little bit more. You have to put yourself in a position to know how to handle these things, especially if they've gone and you know that they have to come back around to you. More so ideas and things like that, right? Not so much people. Most of the time when the Creator wants you to lose people, it's because you've outgrown them or because you all are not on the same frequency as of yet. If these are people that He wants in your life, you have to know how to identify if these are your people for a reason, season, or a lifetime. You have to be able to identify what is yours. Even if it is something that is new to your auric field. Meaning, if God has a blessing, right? Let's just say there's a group of people that He wants you to connect with because these people are a part of your tribe, right? They're going to thrust you into your next level. But you're not very trusting. How are you going to be able to not only identify, but collaborate? And the collaboration is a totally different topic, right? But again, it goes back to being able to even identify, because if you can identify that these people belong to you, and I hate to say it like that, but let's just say it. Like, if you can identify, right, that these people are a part of your tribe, then you would know which proper adjustments to make. Especially if you've been in their midst and you've been observing them, how they treat other people, how they interact, with their own lives, what's in front of them, however you would like to, do this thing. You have to learn how to identify what is yours and what isn't, because in the midst of that, you'll be able to release what doesn't belong to you. Ideas also, because some of these ideas and thoughts that we have, they're implanted in us from the devil, from our ego, from a toxic environment, including toxic people, outdated people and environments, right? Some of these things that you're holding on to are from past versions of yourself. You have to learn how to release them in order to move forward. That's just one concept, one idea. I'm just saying. Right? I'm just saying. A lot of the times, you have no idea how to interact with things that belong to you because you're not in the correct frequency to even wrap your mind around this thing being yours. It doesn't have a lot to do with money, okay? Even though money, as well, because money is a frequency, it's a currency, right? So that's another aspect. You have to know how to conceptualize everything that belongs to you so you can know where to put it, how to utilize it. Or if you need to utilize it at all. Some things are meant to just sit on the shelf and look pretty, and they are meant to enhance your aesthetics. You're not always supposed to have physical contact with things that are, of you. Whatever, however it goes, however it's supposed to go. Right? You're not going to always have that full understanding, but if it is yours, you will. Especially if you're already in alignment for it. If you're not in alignment for it, and some maturation needs to go on in order for you to know how to perceive it and receive it, that's a different conversation. Right? That's a totally different conversation. But All in all, if you feel that there are things that need to occur in order for you to receive them, you need to find out what that thing is. And not to mention, right, this doesn't stop at like your personal life and what's in your immediate circle. This can even be extended to movies and music, fashion, art, any type of art, anything that deals with you expressing yourself in the arts, okay? You need to be able to look at these things and determine whether they belong to you or not. Because sometimes you come into contact with people that know people that know people, and your ideas get used and you don't get anything out of it. What do they call it? Intellectual property. Right? So you have to know when something belongs to you, when it's of you, when it's of the creator, okay? Even the things that are not always of the creator can be of you. Some things are low vibrational in nature or demonic. And I mean, those are all things of the creator because the creator created everything, right? But I mean demonic in nature. You have to know if those things belong to you or not, because you have to know how to what? Receive and perceive them. You're not going to always understand everything that, is in your midst. And some of those things that you don't understand, they do belong to you. Maybe you don't have to understand it. But you have to know how to identify if it is an extension of you or not, so you can know how to handle it. Some things you shed, right? Some things you outgrow. Some things you don't always want in your life. Some things you have to know how to shake off. Right? Some things don't want to be in your midst anymore. You have to know how to release the things that are yours that don't want to be attached to you anymore. No matter what the reason is, okay? And these are different, aspects and versions of yourself. Whether they're from the past, the present, or the future. They're all different versions of yourself. And a lot of the things that I said are actually different topics, right? The different versions of yourself, being able to identify, the time frame, the tense. It's a lot of different things, but in reality, you have to learn how to understand these things in different facets, meaning you at work needs to still be able to function as you at home without actually being operating in that. You need to be able to still think and see and feel and hear as those versions of yourself. Don't get too caught up in what you don't understand. Take it from where you do understand. Even if it's a future version of yourself that you have yet to, have an understanding of that frequency. If you have yet to have an alignment with that frequency, right? You still have to know what these things do, what they are about. And how they can help you in any kind of way, if any, right? Know what is yours. Know what is an extension of yourself. It will allow you to build in ways that you've never really, made a full understanding of. It's your job to understand these things, right? But I'm going to end it here. I hope you guys have been enjoying your weekend, all right? Because it's time for these kids to go back to school, right? I hope y'all have been drinking your water, eating your fruit and vegetables, and sipping on your own tea, because it's most definitely free. I don't know why these episodes are uploading so late, but hey, it is what it is. We got the misses out there. All right, love y'all. Peace.